Hey, friends, and welcome back to Once Upon a Mouse, your go-to Disney podcast. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving headfirst into the delicious, but yeah, sometimes pretty daunting, world of Disney World dining. Forget spending hours scrolling through forums, okay? Because we've done a real deep dive into the ultimate Disney World dining guide. It's like this treasure trove packed with practical tips and, those insider secrets. Our mission, well, it's really to pull out those key nuggets for you, the stuff that makes your dining smoother, easier, maybe even, saves you a bit of money. Doesn't matter if it's just a quick snack or a fancy meal.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that Disney dining goes way beyond just the food itself. It's really about strategy, right?
Right.
It's about saving that precious park time and also kind of that thrill of finding those hidden gems, little things that can take a trip from just, you know, good to really magical. These tips aren't just random facts. They're sort of interconnected. Once you get them, they can really change how you experience the whole vacation. It's about optimizing every single moment, really, from that first coffee to the last bite at night.
Absolutely. And speaking of optimizing, the first big hurdle, the one we all know can kind of make or break things, is that pre-trip planning, specifically the booking. Now, you seasoned Disney folks, you know the 60-day rule, right? For those table service restaurants,
Yeah.
reservations pop up 60 days before your visit, right there in the My Disney Experience app. But knowing that is one thing. Actually mastering that booking race, that's something else. We need to break down the tactics, how to actually win those spots.
That's a really key point. It's not just knowing the date. It's understanding this isn't just booking. It's like a strategic battle for the good stuff. Think less, make a reservation, more like, I don't know, competitive eating signups or something. And the guide points out something huge for Disney hotel guests. That extra 10-day window, being able to book dining for your whole trip at once, that is a massive advantage. Seriously reduces stress. It's a perk people maybe don't always leverage fully.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, imagine getting all your dining booked in one go. Must feel amazing. But okay, what if you're not staying on property? Or you miss that first dash? Does the guide give us any hope? What's the secret weapon?
The secret weapon is actually pretty simple.
Yeah.
But you got to stick with it. Persistence. Don't give up if you miss your top choice initially. Keep checking the app for cancellations. Seriously, people's plans change all the time. The system updates constantly, often right up until maybe 2 hours before the reservation time, with no penalty. It's always churning. You'd be amazed what pops up, even for, like, Cinderella's royal table. So keep checking. That's its own kind of magic trick. And hey, if you are running a bit late on the day, there's usually a little wiggle room, maybe 10, 15 minutes grace period before they give away your table. So a few minutes late isn't usually the end of the world.
Okay, that's really good to know. Take some pressure off. Now let's connect this planning stuff to another big thing. The menus. The research really highlighted how dynamic Disney menus are. It's not like your local place where it's set for 6 months.
Exactly. That's a major theme. Disney menus, even though they look set online, they can and absolutely will change all the time. Unlike a lot of restaurants, Disney's stuff is always shifting. Things appear, vanish, sometimes even move parks. Could be supply stuff, seasonal things, who knows. It really impacts your planning, which kind of raises a question, doesn't it? Like, how do you plan around that constant change? How do you stay flexible but still informed? The guide definitely says, study menus ahead, yes, but also check again just a few days before your trip, because that dish you wanted, not always 100% guaranteed.
Flexibility is totally the name of the game there. Okay, let's pivot. Breakfast strategy, sit-down breakfasts. Pros and cons, right? Pro. A lot of them are actually cheaper than lunch or dinner, especially character meals or buffets. Getting those character photos or unlimited Mickey waffles for less, pretty good deal. Plus, you fuel up properly, eggs, bacon, pancakes, all that good stuff. Mickey waffles, obviously. But the con is pretty clear. They eat up morning park time. Might mess with your plans to hit the big rides right at rope drop.
Right. So for those days you really need to maximize park time, the guide suggests maybe just booking 1 or 2 sit-down breakfasts. Pick your non-rush mornings. That way you get the experience without feeling frantic. And for those speedy mornings, you've got great options. Bring snacks from home, granola bars, Pop-Tarts, whatever. Saves money and time. Or, this is smart, use grocery delivery, like Kroger. Get breakfast stuff, snacks, water sent right to your hotel. Total game changer for saving cash and time. Gets you out the door fast for rope drop.
That grocery delivery tip is genius. Seriously. And it leads perfectly into another modern tool that promises efficiency, but can definitely cause headaches if you don't use it right. Mobile ordering. This isn't just nice to have, it's like a strategic weapon. Knowing the secrets can totally change your day. So, expert, what's the biggest mistake people make with mobile order? The guide has this amazing counterintuitive tip.
Yeah, you nailed it. The biggest mistake is thinking you order it right when you get hungry, or when you're standing right there. The real game changer, the source says, is schedule it hours before you actually want it. Lunch at noon. Place that order at like 9 a.m. It worked with how Disney kitchens manage their flow. You're basically reserving a production slot. This stops your food sitting around getting cold or soggy, and you skip those awful peak time delays. And here's a pro tip. Hit that Prepare My Order button when you start walking towards the restaurant. Gives the kitchen a head start. Means your food's fresh and ready right when you arrive.
That prepare my order early tip. Wow, that's one of those things I just never thought of. Shows how much strategy can go into just, getting lunch. It really is all about timing. And yeah, the best times to order or pick up. Definitely avoid peak hours. Go for a late lunch, early dinner, maybe super early lunch. Just skip the noon to 1:30 rush if you possibly can, and always have a backup snack on you, granola bar, whatever, just in case. Disney's magic, but delays happen. Okay, let's shift gears. You're in the park now, surrounded by food. This first tip sounds simple, but it's so key. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Seriously, there are no stupid questions. You're spending good money here. You deserve to know what's what.
Exactly. The guide really stresses this. Asking questions can unlock cool stuff, like ask if there's a secret menu or any specials. That's how the source found that amazing sweet corn ice cream with popcorn and chili powder at La Casa de Sanel in Epcot. Who knew? Or just ask your server what's your favorite or what's underrated here. Especially fun at places like, say, Wine Bar George, where the servers really know their stuff about wine. Cast members are usually super knowledgeable and nice.
Yeah.
They want to help. Use their expertise.
Right. And it's not just about secret menus. The guide points out Disney dining can be confusing, especially the Disney dining plan, their prepaid meal thing. Rules can be slightly different depending on where you are or even what you're ordering. So if you're wondering if like a specific cocktail is covered by a DDP credit, just ask. You might be surprised. Not every fancy drink qualifies, even if it seems like it should. And don't feel weird asking the same question at different places. The answer might change. Just ask.
That asking habit is crucial because, like we said, menus change constantly. We've seen stuff come back recently. Remember the waffle sandwiches at Sleepy Hollow?
Oh, yeah.
And that key lime pop at Flame Tree Barbecue? Back. But then other things just vanish. Like that toffee blondie from Hollywood Studios. Or the pepperoni pretzel at Coronado Springs. Gone.
I know. I'm still sad about the pizza roll from Sunshine Seasons, and sometimes snacks just move. Like the baked mac and cheese in Animal Kingdom used to be at 8 Spoon Cafe, and now it's over at Smire and Crocodile.
Right.
But then new stuff pops up too, like that cold brew flight at Sapuli Canteen, or the coconut pineapple shoe thing at Kona Island. The main point is Disney food is always evolving. So yeah, look at menus way ahead, but definitely look again a few days before. Your must-have dish might have, wandered off. Flexibility.
Totally. And beyond the food, there are these practical things, logistics, especially for families. And let's be real, strollers are a big one, right? The sources highlight stroller rules.
Yeah.
Most table service spots, no strollers inside. Just not enough room, plus safety. Makes sense. But usually there's stroller parking nearby. Ask a cast member. Although the guide does mention at Sunshine Seasons or Garden Grill in Epcot, the parking's kind of far, over by Nemo. So just a heads up.
Good heads up. Quick service places, though, sometimes you can bring strollers in. Depends on the layout, but yeah, expect parking. And here's a little tip, but it can make a big difference. If your hands are full, maybe juggling a tray and a kid, ask a cast member for help carrying your food. They're usually really happy to help. Makes that quick bite way less stressful. Shows how asking can smooth things out. Okay, another huge logistical headache. Ride wait times versus dining reservations. Those posted wait times can be seriously off. A 30-minute wait might turn into 45 or 50 with pre-shows and stuff. I learned this the hard way, trying to squeeze in Slinky Dog Dash before a Brown Derby reservation. We were practically running. You have to build in buffer time, like an extra 30 minutes, maybe even an hour to get from a ride to your dining spot. Don't just assume you'll make it. Plan for delays.
That's a perfect example. Planning is key. But hey, sometimes plans fall apart, or you just didn't book ahead. The guide says, check for walk-up availability. Restaurants often have last-minute cancellations or no-shows. So check the My Disney Experience app. It might show same-day spots or let you join a walk-up list. Or just go ask at the host stand. Best strategy for that, according to the source, get to popular places right when they open for the day. Like literally be there at opening. That's your best shot at snagging something before the lists fill up. Okay, moving into some finer points. Special considerations. Starting with something really important. dietary needs. And honestly, Disney has gotten much, much better at handling special diets. It's a huge relief for a lot of people. Best tip, if you have any concern, just ask to speak with a trained cast member or even a chef before you order anything. They can go over options, ingredients, modifications. But one crucial note, even the allergy-friendly fryers might have some risk of cross-contamination. It's not always 100% separate, so always tell your server about your needs, even if ordering off the allergy menu. Just be clear.
That's super important advice. So, thinking about the food itself, one really interesting thing the guide points out is how Disney gets creative with, like, basic ingredients. They dress up the same stuff differently all over the place. Take fries, okay, plain fries. But you might find them loaded with tandoori chicken at Disney Springs. Or maybe buffalo ranch and blue cheese over in Hollywood Studios. Or pulled pork and cheese at Flame Tree Barbecue. Same base, totally different dish.
Yeah, it happens with tons of things.
Yeah.
It adds this layer of discovery, like Dole Whips. Not just pineapple anymore, other flavors, swirls. Popcorn isn't just buttered salt. You find crazy flavors sometimes. Same with bread puddings, mac and cheese. Each place does its own twist. So the key takeaway is, don't assume things are the same everywhere. A burger here is probably totally different from a burger over there, different patty, bun, toppings. Each restaurant has its own identity.
Totally. And speaking of unique spots, let's talk lounges. A lot of Disney lounges, you don't need a reservation, which is awesome for just like a spontaneous drink or a quick bite. But there are big exceptions. You absolutely need ADRs, advanced dining reservations for places like the Space 220 Lounge, Oga's Cantina, those super popular spots.
Right.
For walk-ups, though, Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom is great. Usually opens mid-morning, maybe 10:39. And Trader Sam's Grotto at the Poly opens at 3 p.m., but the wait list often starts by 1 p.m. So get there early, maybe 30 minutes before the list opens if you really want in.
Yeah, it's all about knowing those little quirks for each place.
Mm-hmm.
And related to that, it's good to remember, not every restaurant at Disney is run by Disney. Lots of them, especially in Epcot, Animal Kingdom, the resorts, and definitely Disney Springs, are third-party operators. This can actually be cool. They might have happy hours or their own reservation systems outside the 60-day thing, maybe even loyalty programs. Just remember, if you're using the Disney dining plan, always double-check if that specific third-party place accepts the credits. Especially true in Disney Springs with all its options.
Good point. And one last thing. Dress code. Or maybe just attire. Generally, Disney's casual, right? No shirt, no shoes, no service is the main rule. But for those really fancy places, like Takumite or a California Grill, it's nice to, step it up a little bit. Not black tie, but maybe not park shorts and a tank top. The guide suggests breathable clothes. Layers are always good in Florida. Maybe a dress with slip shorts or khakis and a polo, something versatile. You want to be comfy for the park, but still feel appropriate for a nicer dinner. Comfort and versatility, that's the key.
Wow. Okay. So we've covered a ton today. From booking strategies way in advance to last-minute walk-ups, mobile order hacks, those ever-changing menus, cool food variations, even strollers and dress codes. This deep dive into the ultimate Disney World dining guide really has, I think, armed you with some super useful strategic knowledge. Makes you feel more prepared for that next dining adventure, right? Our goal was to cut through the noise, avoid that info overload, and just give you the stuff you really need to know.
Yeah.
And I think we did that.
Yeah, definitely. Which sort of leads to a final thought, maybe a question for you, our listener, to chew on. How could taking this kind of strategic approach to dining, how could that change your whole view of a theme park trip? Not just Disney, but anywhere. Applying this mindset of asking questions, planning ahead, being flexible, how could that work in other parts of travel? Or even just like everyday planning, thinking about all this. What's maybe one thing you'll try differently next time? Thanks for tuning in to Once Upon a Mouse. If you love all things Disney, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more magical content, and click the bell so you never miss an episode. See you real soon.